Most of what we were taught about life was sugar-coated, softened, filtered through the lens of stay positive and just try your best.
But there's another side, the side no one warned us about.
The truths that hit you hard at 2 a.m., the moments that gut you with their honesty, the realizations that either break you or wake you up. This video isn't here to motivate you with cliches. It's here to show you the unfiltered rules of life, the ones that no one really says out loud. Not because they aren't true, but because they're hard to hear, harder to live by. But the thing is, when you do face them, really face them, you become different, stronger, sharper, lighter. So today, we're diving into 12 brutal life lessons, not for the faint-hearted, but for the ones who are tired of waiting, tired of wondering, and ready to see the world and themselves clearly. No fluff, no sugar, just what you need to hear.
Let's start with the one no one wants to swallow.
Life is unfair, deeply, unapologetically unfair. You can do everything right, be kind, show up early, work harder than everyone else, and still get overlooked, stepped on, or left behind. That's not pessimism, that's reality. And the faster you accept it, the freer you become. Because when you stop expecting the world to reward you just for being good, you stop playing the victim. You stop waiting for justice or recognition, and you start focusing on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, your grit, your next step. The truth is, life isn't a storybook where the hero always wins. It's a battlefield. It's random. It's messy. And sometimes the storm hits hardest right after you've rebuilt your shelter. But here's the twist. Accepting the unfairness doesn't make you bitter. It makes you dangerous. Because once you stop hoping for life to be fair, you start making bold moves. You stop asking for permission. You stop wasting time waiting for the right moment, the right people, the right luck. You realize no one's coming to save you, and that's when you start saving yourself.
You've been told that freedom is money, that if you just make enough you'll finally breathe, but that's a lie too. True freedom isn't about the number in your bank account. It's about owning your time, owning your energy, waking up and choosing how you spend your day, not just where, but why. You can be wealthy and still trapped in a business you hate, in a lifestyle built to impress strangers, in a calendar full of things you said yes to out of guilt or fear. Freedom is saying no without explaining yourself. It's walking away from things that drain you. It's building a life where your time aligns with your values, not someone else's expectations. Some of the freest people have very little, and some of the richest people are drowning in invisible chains. So ask yourself, not how can I make more money, but what would my life look like if I could actually choose how I live it? That's freedom. And that's worth more than any paycheck. No one owes you a chance.
You might be smart, talented, kind, deserving, but here's the hard truth. No one owes you anything, not a shot, not a platform, not even a second glance. You can spend years building your skills, perfecting your craft, doing all the right things, and still be ignored. Not because you're not good enough, but because life doesn't work like a reward system. The world is busy. People are distracted. Most of them are too wrapped up in their own survival to hand you opportunities on a silver plate. And that can feel brutal until you realize it's actually liberating. Because once you stop waiting for someone to pick you, you start picking yourself. You stop hoping to be discovered, and you start making noise. You start showing up like you belong before anyone gives you permission to. You get one life, and if you spend it waiting to be chosen, you'll miss the whole thing. So no one owes you a chance. But that doesn't mean you don't take one anyway.
Being busy is not the same as being productive.
Let's be honest, most people aren't productive. They're just distracted with a sense of importance.
Running around, doing things, checking boxes, but deep down they know it's movement, not progress.
Busy is a drug.
It makes you feel needed. It gives you a hit of worth.
But most of the time, it's just noise.
A distraction from what really needs your attention. You can fill every hour of your day and still be miles away from your goals, because being busy is easy. Being productive, that's uncomfortable. That's focus. That's sitting in silence and asking, what actually moves me forward? And sometimes the answer isn't another meeting. It isn't replying to emails or staying caught up. It's doing the one thing you've been avoiding, the thing that scares you, the thing that would actually change your life if you just had the guts to start. So, if you're always busy, stop and ask yourself, busy doing what and for whom? Because if the answer isn't for you, you're wasting time in disguise. Critics are always loudest from the sidelines. Here's something to remember when the voices get loud. The people with the most opinions usually risk the least. They sit on the sidelines, watching, judging, critiquing, not because they know better, but because it's safer to point fingers than to step into the arena themselves. They haven't built what you're building. They haven't failed where you failed. They haven't dared, but they talk like they have. And the moment you let their noise steer your choices, you lose. Because now you're building for approval, not purpose. Now you're filtering your fire through their fear. You need to understand this. Criticism is cheap. It costs nothing to tear down what someone else is trying to build. But courage, that costs everything. And most people aren't willing to pay. So take feedback from the ones in the fight, the ones who've bled, the ones who know what it means to risk something that matters. The rest, let them talk. They've earned that right. You've earned the right to ignore them. Money isn't everything. We all chase it. Let's not pretend otherwise. Money buys options, comfort, breathing room. And when you're broke, it feels like the only thing that matters. But here's what people don't tell you. Money solves money problems. That's it. It won't fix your loneliness, it won't heal your childhood wounds, it won't stop the ache when you realize you've spent years chasing a life that doesn't even feel like yours. You can have the house, the car, the travel, the applause, and still feel empty, still feel like a stranger in your own skin. We confuse success with peace, but peace isn't in your bank account. It's in how you wake up, it's in who you spend time with, it's in how you treat yourself when no one's watching. So yes, earn your money, build your wealth, be smart. But don't sacrifice the things that truly matter along the way. Your time, your health, your relationships, your soul. Because once you lose those chasing numbers, you'll learn the hard way you were rich all along. You just didn't know where to look. Think one step at a time. You look at everything you need to do, and it crushes you. All the changes you should make. All the dreams still untouched. All the healing still waiting. It feels like too much, because it is too much, if you try to carry it all at once. But here's the shift. You're not supposed to do it all today. You're just supposed to take the next step. That's it. Not the whole staircase, not the mountain. Just the next small, imperfect move forward. It could be a 5-minute decision, a call you've been putting off, one honest sentence you've avoided saying. That's how momentum starts, quietly, awkwardly, slowly. And then one day, without realizing it, you look back and think, damn, I actually moved. So stop waiting to feel ready. You won't. Just move. Even if it's messy, even if it's tiny, because forward is still forward, and your future only shows up one small step at a time. Success and failure are both temporary. Success feels incredible. You win, you're seen, you finally breathe, but blink, and it fades. Failure? That one stings. Public or private, it gets in your head, but blink, and that fades too. Neither lasts, and neither defines you. You are not your best moment, and you're not your worst one either. The problem is, most people build their identity around the high, or get stuck dragging the low behind them like a chain. But both are just passing seasons, not the full story. You win,
celebrate it. You fall, learn from it. But keep moving, keep building, keep becoming, because real power doesn't come from success, and real growth doesn't come from failure. It comes from how you walk through both. Stay grounded when you rise, stay standing when you fall, and always remember, this moment isn't the final chapter unless you stop writing. Balance is not the end goal. We're sold this perfect picture of balance, equal parts work, love, health, rest, everything in harmony, everything under control. But real life, it doesn't work like that. Some seasons are heavy, some are wild. There are days when your dreams demand everything from you, and others when your body begs you to stop. Balance isn't a finish line, it's a rhythm, and rhythms shift. Sometimes you'll be out of sync. Sometimes you'll pour more into one area and neglect another. That doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're human. So stop obsessing over balance. Stop beating yourself up for being off. Instead, ask yourself, is what I'm doing meaningful? Does this chaos have purpose? Is the sacrifice worth the season I'm in? Chasing balance can make you feel like a failure. Chasing alignment, though, that's where peace lives. Because a life that's messy but true to you, that's better than a perfectly balanced life that feels empty. You can't control people's loyalty. You can give someone everything, your time, your trust, your love. You can show up for them in ways they never asked for, and still, they might walk away. Loyalty isn't something you earn once, it's a choice people make over and over again. And the brutal truth, you don't get to make that choice for them. You can't force someone to value you. You can't convince someone to stay. And the more you try, the more you betray yourself. You start bending, shrinking, compromising your peace just to keep a bond that's already breaking. Here's what you have to remember. Your loyalty to yourself comes first. That means protecting your energy, knowing your worth, letting go of people who only show up when it's easy for them. It hurts. Sometimes it'll break your heart, but it'll also set you free. Because once you stop begging for loyalty, you make space for the people who give it naturally. And those are the ones who deserve to stay. Be brave enough to suck. Everyone wants to be great, but no one wants to be seen being bad at something. So we wait. We overthink. We rehearse. We hide behind perfectionism, hoping we'll somehow skip the awkward beginning. But it doesn't work like that. You don't get good without being bad first. You don't get confidence without looking unsure. You don't get strong without starting weak. Every master was once embarrassing. Every voice you admire cracked through their first try. Every success story began with a cringe. If you want to grow, you have to be okay with looking stupid for a while. You have to be willing to be misunderstood, judged, or even laughed at. Because progress isn't pretty, and most people don't have the stomach for it. But if you do, if you're brave enough to look like a beginner, there's nothing you can't eventually become. Start ugly, start afraid, start now. It's you versus you. We waste so much time looking sideways, measuring our worth against filtered feeds, fast wins, and people who are running a completely different race. But here's the truth most never realize. Your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. Not the influencer with the perfect morning routine. Not your friend who's further ahead. Not the stranger whose life looks effortless. It's you versus you. Always has been. Can you stay focused when no one claps? Can you stay honest when no one's watching? Can you keep showing up, even when it's boring, hard, or slow? The outside world will always be noisy, but the real fight, the one that actually matters, is quiet. It's in your decisions, your discipline, your integrity. It's in how you talk to yourself when you fail, and whether or not you get back up and try again. So stop chasing someone else's life. Start building the one that fits you. Because once you master that battle, everything changes.
So, here we are, 12 brutal truths. Not motivational fluff, not Pinterest quotes, just reality, raw and undiluted. You might feel a little punched in the chest right now. That's okay. That means something hit home. The question is, which one was it? Which truth did your gut flinch at? Which one felt a little too real? Was it the fear of starting? The pain of letting someone go? The weight of realizing you've been busy but not growing? Whatever it was, don't scroll past it. Sit with it. Let it work on you. Let it wake you up. Because the moment you stop running from the hard truths, you start living a more honest life. A life with fewer illusions, but way more clarity. And from that place, you build something real. So if this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Send it to someone who's stuck, someone who's settling, someone who needs to hear what you just did. And tell me in the comments, which one of these 12 truths did you feel in your bones? I'll see you there.